You can keep it. I don't need it. I don't need any color.
You always have for your
Hey, June. That's okay. I'm good. I don't have anywhere to put it. Hey, hey, June, Monica, Pinky, Lee, Liza, Makeup, Butterfly. How are you all doing today? How is everybody? Happy Thursday. It's almost Friday. Usually when I go live, it's Friday, Saturday, or Thursday. I'm kind of noticing my own trends and habits here. I'm good, Pinky Lee. I did eat. I ate a veggie sausage, so I ate a plant-based sausage, gluten-free bread, so I feel really good. Usually if I eat regular bread, I have so many reactions to it. So I feel really good. I'm good, Liza. How are you? Alafia, Solid Dre. So you guys, because I'm coming up with topics for discussions, but for today, since I did have a little bit of extra time in between readings and I had a lot of energy before I dive into some energy work that may be a little bit heavier, I wanted to check in with you guys. So um, I have some long distance energy work to do for someone in Texas, though, and I do feel like it's gonna cause me to. I don't know what happened to the connection. So yeah, so I was like, let me check in with everybody and see what's going on with you guys. Um, I'm feeling a lot of serpent energy around. If you guys have a specific question, you can ask me and I'll answer it for you guys um, while I'm here. But I'm feeling a lot of serpent energy and a lot of readings that I'm doing. I'm getting a lot of serpentine fire energy. And I mentioned it before. You guys can use the Earth, Wind, and Fire song, Serpentine Fire. It has a lot of energy for Kundalini activations. Um, but I'm seeing serpents, and a lot of you guys that I'm doing readings for are dreaming about snakes and having actual snakes around. So a lot of serpent energy, fiery energy, kundalini activations. So I definitely have been picking it up. Let me check the chat. So anybody have a question, let me know. Wait a minute, I must be in front of the camera. Any questions? Am I going through a spiritual awakening? Yes, Pinky Lee, you definitely are. Empress Daisy says, what energies are working with me right now? Hey, Trisha. Liza says, yes, ask please. Okay, Empress Daisy says, what energies are working with me right now? Hmm. Definitely a lot of ancestor energy. Yeah, you're being guided. I just told y'all this snake keeps coming up. So that's an activation as well, the Kundalini activation. But that compass there, I do feel like you're being guided on your course. And you are being activated. You do have a lot of creative energy around you. I was thinking, I felt Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, a lot of emotions, a lot of cups was what I was first saying. So you may be going through an emotional, I don't know why I'm hearing the word emotional withdrawal, but a lot of emotional changes to bring things in balance. You can definitely work with a lot of citrine energy, yellows, oranges, but you have this whale here, which is deep creativity. So something that you're trying to manifest or create, you do have a lot of energy for that. You do have some messages from spirit. I feel like they're sending you messages. I don't know why I'm saying creativity. I'm saying makeup. I'm saying like artistry. Like I don't know exactly what you're into, but anything creative endeavors you want to delve into, I definitely feel like you would be successful. Spirit is blessing that. Hi, Cheryl. Thank you. Thank you so much. Trisha says, my spiritual work, in my home, I've been burning candles. Hmm. You do have something blocking you, Trisha, and I think we've tapped into that in different videos. This mountain, so I know, like in the Bible, for me growing up in church, they talk about mountain, get out of my way. You do have some blockages, so it's going to call for you to have the faith of a mustard seed. You have two doors, and I feel like we've gotten into that before. You're welcome, Empress Daisy. We've gotten into that before for you. You have to choose either yourself or someone else. Yep, definitely. Ancestors sending you messages. So that's what's blocking you. I feel like it's just the energy being blocked. Okay. All right. Let's see. Um, Empress Daisy said, "Thank you for the reading you did for me last time. I did what I was told, and I was able to finally close the cycle out. Good, awesome. I definitely feel like that is something that you needed to do, and I feel like that is exactly what I'm getting. So I'm glad that worked." Liza said, "Does my twin flame miss me?" Ooh. I do see friendship. So harmony, friendship, balance, second chance. Yeah, they miss you. Um, okay, sorry about that, Liza. They're avoiding the conversation, avoiding the connection. They may be just trying to deflect and put their energy elsewhere to distract themselves. They're very apprehensive, but they do think about you a lot. We have fantasy here also. Okay. So let's see. Monica Robertson said, "Is my candle magic working for my house?" That's a good question. Um, so definitely, let me look. Let me pick another deck. So you need to clean your house. And I know the last time I told you to get rid of those chairs. You need to clean your house. So you need to do a house ritual. I would go so far as to even get like I'm seeing like a little small house, like a little tiny house, spiritual house. But I feel like it's not big enough for you and your children to fit in. So you're gonna have to do some house magic, okay? And work with fairy energy. So maybe getting a plant. Yeah, maybe getting a plant. And you do need to clean your house. And I saw that before. You need to clean your house because you have some little energies that are like nuances, okay? So clean your house and then do your house drawing work. How can I make peace with my mate? Make a butterfly says. Well, I don't know what's going on with you and your mate, but let's see. So I do have a couple coming up here with the number 29. Number 28, and then I have number 29. And what's standing between you two? What's standing between you two, I feel, is communication. Okay. There is a lot of love here, a lot of emotions and energy. Peace, lilies. So yes, communication. So this is communication. How can you make peace? Um, Something needs to be anchored, and I don't know if it's like something in the bedroom that you guys have an issue with, because I'm seeing your bed. Yeah, something's not manifesting. I definitely feel like let's see. Yeah, both of you guys are holding back your feelings and emotions for one another. So you need to stop holding back. Strength card is all about somebody holding back. Okay? So you need to stop holding back. They need to stop holding back. You guys need to stop holding back. and just start over fresh. Yeah, because I feel like you guys are kind of like, I feel like there's a cord I see that's very thin. So you guys could be walking a very thin line. Like, you know. So, hey, Octavia. Okay. Um, let's see. What is it? Okay, Christina, hi. You're welcome, Liza. Pinkley, I expected a little more. Just yes to my question. Can you expound? Actually, I mean, all the other videos that I've done when I've talked about your spiritual journey, I feel like that was like a yes or no question. So basically, what exactly, Pinkley? Because I mean, we've already saw that you're a seer and all of those things. Like, exactly what is your question? That was yes or no question. How can I unblock these energies? Trisha says you're gonna have to keep doing your spiritual work. Monica Robertson, house drawings, working, and what else? A vision board with the house that you want on it. All right, it was buffering. Okay. All right, you're welcome, Makeup Butterfly. Thank you for saying I was on point. Yeah, I mean, you're going through a spiritual awakening, Pinky Lee, but I feel like you're going to have to put some energy out there because, um, transformation. This is the death card, and then this is the life card to me. Peace lilies. I always see these at funerals. Most people get these at funerals. Very transformative energy. So yes, I mean, you just have to awaken to it. If there's something, I know for a lot of the reads, we've been saying that you had some things going on with the house. You're just going to have to step into the energy. And I also saw a relationship coming. You have to step into the energy, though. It's going to be about you walking across that bridge. So whatever spiritually, this is a new journey. Whatever spiritually is going on, you have to be open to it. So, I know for a while you've been kind of putting off doing some things with relocating. So it's going to be about you stepping into that energy. Patricia says, please tell me what I need to do. You're just going to have to keep doing your spiritual work, basically. That's it. You have to make a choice, Trisha. If you want to stay in the energy that you're in, with your kid's father, I know you are trying to move out of the house. So you're going to have to keep working at it until you can get those blocks removed. Either if you're pouring your energy into someone else, they're going to be successful. They're going to be whatever you're pouring into them. When you withdraw, retract, and put that energy into yourself, you're going to be successful. You're going to attract your dreams and aspirations. But it's not going to happen if your energy has been poured into them. So you're just going to have to make a choice, like I said. Okay, why can't me and my person talk even? Christina M says, I, I feel like this is a very karmic relationship. Yeah, because I have the masculine energy swimming away, like not able to deal with the emotions. It could be very intense. I don't know if a child is involved, but I do feel like there's a karmic energy, and you're coming up number 29 and with a lot of love. So I do feel like there is a lot of love between you two, but somebody's either childish or there could be a child involved. I don't know. There are two men coming up, so maybe he thinks that you're needing to release another relationship, or maybe he thinks that you're dealing with someone else. Um, you know, and it's just basically, I feel past life and karmic. Yeah, because this person feels like you might have your sights set somewhere else. I mean, was there another person in this equation when you started dealing with them? Yeah, because I feel like they feel like you have multiple choices and opportunities. Yeah. So that's what I'm feeling. And when you're saying can't talk even, I feel like it's a definitely past life karma. You need to clear some karma. Childish is what I was saying. If there wasn't a child, then there was like a childish energy or behavior. Pinky Lee says I'll book a reading because I'm seeing spirits they just pop up or say hello or nothing. Wow, yeah, that's how it happens when you're on that path, especially when spirit is trying to get you to make a move. If you don't make it, Christina M is supposed to be my twin flame. Yeah, that doesn't mean he's not. I do feel like you guys have a lot of love between each other, and I was sensing past life energy. So when I was saying a lot of karmic debt from past lives, where you guys need to correct the energy to balance it, and you can do past life release work. And then Monica says, retract my energy and followed your advice from the last reading about my love life. Just wanted to know you are on target. Thank you. I'm so glad that it was helpful for you, because I definitely felt like it was time for some changes. So it's always good when that energy shifts like that and it comes in. So definitely happy to hear that happened for you. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, and Monica, I just feel like cleaning your house and getting the energy moving would be helpful, very helpful. You know, sometimes you have to clear that energy out. Christina and so I'm waiting. Thank you, Lee. Christina M, so I'm waiting for you for nothing. I feel like you're evolving through this. Sometimes when we're waiting on things, it teaches us lessons, because it's like sowing seeds. It's like planting a garden. You have to wait. And in that wait, before the fruit, before the, before the blessings come in, you learn so much. You learn how to, you know, put energy into something by watering it, fertilizing it, watching the moon cycles. You check the weather. You keep doing things to see, what I need to do. It's like you're babying something. But sometimes we learn a lot about ourselves in that waiting period, because I'm sure through this whole waiting period for a year, you've grown and you've learned a lot. So I don't feel like it's in vain, but I do feel like you need to focus more so on your own energy. If this is your twin flame, like you say you feel they are, then I do feel like working on your own self and healing yourself heals them, because you can look at it like a twin flame or a twin energy is like a spark that was created and it's split off like an atom, and this person goes over here and they're born, and then this person is born and they're over here living their lives, and then the twins come back together, and subconsciously they remember each other, spiritually they remember each other. But like when I'm doing work for people, the way that I do work, I'm using sympathetic magic. So a part of a whole can heal or do anything. A part can affect a whole. So one part of your soul can affect another part. So if this is your true twin, any work that you do to heal yourself will benefit them. So just keep working on yourself. And Xoxo says, isn't life and love a waiting game? Everything comes when it's meant to. Very, very true. June says, thank you. You're welcome. Pinky Lee says, donate, like, subscribe, press the like button. Most definitely. Shayanika? Hi, how are you? Okay. So, Monica Robinson said, how long will it take for me for home ownership? So, I don't know why I'm hearing. Okay, where are my angel answers? Let's see what the angels have to say, Monica, because whenever I have energy blockages, like the one I'm feeling for you, coming from within in the household, is just holding things up because it's stagnant. I don't know why I'm hearing a year from now, though. Let's see. Okay, so you do have the opportunity to manifest it. That's a good thing. But what I'm sensing is you need to connect with a certain group of people, okay? within the next few months. With you need to connect with a certain group of people. So you need to be lined up with certain people. It's gonna be someone. Oh, and then I did get the card that says a year from now as well. So a certain group of people is going to put you, you know, in alignment with the energy. Sorry, y'all. I keep getting text messages. I usually keep my phone on airplane mode when I'm doing readings, but when I'm live, I can't. You need to change directions, Monica. You're looking at getting a house here, but you need to look at getting a house here, is what Spirit is saying. And I'm hearing them like literally whispering in my ear. She needs to change directions. So, like, let's say, like with my story I told you guys about when I, you know, shared my testimony with you all. I wanted a house in Dunwoody. The house was $250,000. I ended up getting a house in Woodstock that was $140,000. So I shifted my direction. I got the same house for half of the price in an awesome neighborhood, and it was where Spirit was able to put me, and we worked together. I worked with Spirit profoundly there. So you're gonna have to shift, because I see home ownership in your energy field, but we have 7 subtle bodies. When it's right here, to me, that's when it's closer, because it's kind of out in your energy field, but not as close as I would like to see it. I just feel like you need to clean your house, maybe donate some things and get rid of some things, and start focusing on preparing yourself for a home ownership. What furniture do you want for your new home? You know, pick out the house, put it on the vision board. But whatever you're like, don't just have like this like aim at a target. Don't just go shooting blindly. You need to choose a direction, choose an area, choose a house. What does it look like? How many bedrooms? All of those things. And make sure you guys are hitting the thumbs up for me, please. And Shayaka said, what does my Shayanika, what does my ex think about me currently? Um hmm. I don't know if there was something that they feel like you need to apologize to them for something, or they need to apologize to you for something. I don't know if you guys were married or had a very long term relationship, but they feel like you're pretending to be like you're not. They feel like you're not telling them what you really feel. That's what, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like they feel like, for example, you know how somebody may say, "Oh, she wants me back," but she's not saying anything. Like, that's the energy that I'm getting. Um, let's use these little cards here. I don't even know the name of these. Ooh, enemy. Okay. So yeah, like they feel like you're pretending. Yeah, thief. Okay. They feel like you're pretend like I don't like the first thing I was picking up was they feel like you owe them an apology. You guys are definitely exes for a very good reason, I feel. They do feel like you love them, but they feel like you're pretending. That's what the thief card is, like pretending. Um yeah, and then we have foe on the bottom of the deck. Hmm. Yeah, so something about a house and an ending, wife, wedding. I don't know. Were you guys married? Okay. Trisha said, I've been trying to move this blockage. Got my money tied up. Yeah, I understand. Pinky Lee says, donate, donate. Yes, you guys. Thank you so much for the thumbs. We have 8 viewers and 8 thumbs. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I pulled out my serpent ring today because I've been seeing so many serpents and snakes in dreams for clients, and they've been having them too. I pull this out when I'm doing energy work. And yeah, so I'm trying to connect with that energy because it's all around. You guys can as well. It's Kundalini activation. And whenever I'm working with you guys energetically, that's what I do. I activate your Kundalini energies. Speaking of which, I do have this agate. I'm going to give it away. I'll announce who it's going to go to because a lot of people let me know that they need this. So I'm going to sit down and decide who to give this to, and I'll ship it out. I have another shipment going out tomorrow. I know, right? XO Illy said those little cars are so cute. These cars are cute, but honestly, these are like the most, I don't want to say negative, but these cars are kind of oof, like some of the things I've seen from these cars, I'm like, oof. Snakes don't represent bad energy to you. Um, Snakes can, yes, but think about a DNA spiral. It coils, and also, and that's just how energy moves sometimes. And also think about the medical caduceus. It has like a serpent like energy. Think about in the Bible in the beginning, they talk about the garden um, where Adam and Eve lived, and the serpent energy there. So I feel like the serpent energy also represents enlightenment, because as soon as Adam and Eve came across the serpent energy, they, ate from the fruit of the tree that allowed them to become enlightened and have a higher level of knowledge, intuition. They saw things for what they really were. The veil was lifted. They realized, hey, I need to put clothes on. They were just kind of naive and indigenous, and then they became more enlightened and more evolved. So serpent energy definitely does activate things. And if you look at DNA, how it is coiled, it can be unzipped. And I feel like the serpent represents that. As soon as I received my E5 initiation, I saw a serpent in my mind's eye and then physically. So to me, the serpent has a lot of power. So I don't feel like it has one meaning. Like, oh, every time I see a snake, that's a bad thing. Yes, a lot of times it is. But it's also a message from spirit. Like I saw a black snake on our front porch, and then a week later there was a situation that happened. So it was like a message. But every animal, every butterfly, every bird, every message that you get from spirit can be in the form of. Why I got this snake, and I had never bought a piece of snake jewelry before. I actually got this from the Gucci store, and I've never bought any Gucci jewelry, but I was like, this was the only snake that I had seen, and it was the perfect size for this finger. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get this because it just had this energy to me. And I'm very particular about what pieces of jewelry I pick. But the way that I had been vibrating with snake energy around the time that I got this serpent, it definitely hit the nail on the head. And I definitely encourage you guys to pay attention to what little critters you see around you, um, and energetically connect them to your story of your life and what's going on. Pinky Lee said, I really need that, LOL. Okay, Octavia, definitely been dreaming of snakes. My partner had a dream about a snake as well. We talked about that in our last reading. Thanks again for giving me clarity. You're most definitely welcome. Yeah, and I definitely feel like, think about it. Most of the time they say snakes are harmless. Only when people irritate them and do something to them do they okay, let's just be clear. I don't do snakes. When that black snake was outside of my front porch, I was like on edge for 3 or 4 weeks. Like I was like, we keeping all the windows closed because I like to keep my windows open. I'm from the south, so that's like my summertime. Little treat to myself to get some fresh air is to open all the windows, even with the screens in the windows. I was like, we're not opening. Like I was scared from a perspective of there's a freaking snake on the loose, but I do like the energy when it comes to Kundalini and you know, like melanin being activated. So, all right. So yes, I rock with them on that tip only. That tip only. All right, what is going to happen to this person? He's no good. I'm going to find a women's shelter to go to. Well, Trisha, I'm going to just say this. Excuse me. When you're in a relationship with somebody who has an addiction, they're not even themselves. So you're not going to be yourself while you're catering to them and being like a 24-hour, counselor for a person, because they're not themselves. When you're dealing with putting other energies into your body on a consistent basis, those energies take over as the host of your body, because your body is just a shell anyway for whatever spirit energy lives in it, whether it's your higher self spirit energy or another energy that comes in. And I can honestly tell you, sometimes you can care more about a person than they care for themselves. But if you're constantly devoting your life to saving a person, whether you're their angel, their guardian, their earth angel, and that's your duty that you signed up for, whatever the case may be, that's just the energy that you're living in, and it's going to be a personal choice. Okay. As far as how you decide to move away, or how you decide to live in that energy and protect yourself and coexist with that energy, you know. And Exo Illy says makes sense. Most definitely, most snakes have this double-edged sword energy to them. Right. Like, I would never be a pet owner of a snake, because I don't care how much you feed a snake or how much you take care of a snake. They're not going to be loyal to you because they're a snake. So, definitely, that's what um, the snake energy has always represented when I've seen it. Okay. But Trisha, yeah, I do hope that you get a breakthrough soon, because the energy is definitely, I have an aunt who, since I met my dad's side of the family in third grade. You guys may have heard me say that before. But my aunt has been an addict since I met the family, and I'm 40 years old now. So I mean, she's a shell of her former self. But Trisha, I did pull this card here, which is talking about being placed in a good environment to improve the ordinary. I do feel like you're going to be moving out of there, because I keep seeing a house. I don't think I've ever seen this card. Black Moon. Lack of something, hidden desire, inner contradiction, and the forgotten strength. Yeah, if you've forgotten your strength, you have to remind yourself of that. Because again, if you're dealing with an addict, yeah, collective community. So it may be like someone in your community that helps you out. But the thing about it is, when you lose yourself, because it says here in this Black Moon, forgotten strength, when someone has lost themselves and you cater to them, you do lose yourself as well. I mean, I've lost myself time and time again, and you know it's just a situation where you have that light bulb moment, you snap out of it, and you keep it pushing. And sometimes we do get stuck in cycles. And so it just depends. But if the situation is no longer serving you, especially if there's a block around your prosperity, you just have to make a decision, on how to do what is best for you, you know. Um, Right, and Exo Illy, definitely wishing you the best, Trisha. Like, I really wish sometimes I could just, snap my fingers, and everybody that I vibe with can have what they want and they need. Because for me, sometimes it's a little, I get attached to the outcomes, but sometimes I have to realize that there's a lesson in everything. So, there could be truly a reason why you're still there outside of you know, um, what you feel is the reason, or what's, what spirit higher calling, um, whenever you go through things like that. It's a higher purpose on your life, because my life has not been a cakewalk in the park, but spirit has always come through to me. There was a time I remember when I first moved to Atlanta, living in an apartment, and or not apartment, a townhome, renting from a horrible landlord, and I almost got evicted. Like, the sheriff was there and everything, and I made a phone call from my network, and this man talked on the phone to the landlord, and he sent her a letter, and it reversed everything. And the sheriff was there. They had some people there to move my stuff out of my townhouse and everything. And it was just like spirit just came through at the last minute, and it didn't happen. I mean, I've been in some situations, so I know what it's like. But I also know that spirit is real, and when you put 100% complete faith in spirit, spirit will carry you through, because that's all you have. I mean, think about it. We just woke up on planet Earth one day, and we just, realized, okay, I'm a human. I'm here. I'm doing things. And that age could have been 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. But you come into this realization one day, and you come into consciousness one day, cognizant of who you are. And self-actualization doesn't happen until sometimes years later, but you come to grips. One day you just wake up and you're like, oh, I'm this person, I'm that person. That's me in the mirror. That's, me doing this and doing that. And it takes a while to figure out what your higher calling is, or what your purpose is for being here, for being this person. But honestly, everybody has a purpose, and we all go through crazy situations. Okay, I could not be where I am to give you guys advice if I hadn't been through most, if not all, of what you guys are going through right now. And that's how I can come on the other side and say, hey, this is what it takes to get here, because I had to go through that first. I didn't just wake up with a silver spoon in my mouth, when I was born. So, you know, so just keep doing the work and keep having the faith. And Octavia said, I wouldn't mind owning a small snake. Girl, listen. If a snake comes up in my house, then the snake can have it. I'm moving out. I'm taking all of my stuff. Like, we have 5 bedrooms. If a snake lives in one of them, they can have the whole house. I cannot share a house with a snake. We cannot be neighbors. We cannot be friends. I'm still on guard because that snake lives outside of the house, okay? But I'm going to let him have that because he is a snake. But I'm going to just tell y'all like this. I don't do snake. Like, I don't do anything other than a dog. Nothing. I don't do cats. Nothing. Oh, you're welcome, Trisha. And it's so crazy because snakes and stuff like that love coming around my house. I have lizards. I have snakes. I have all kind of amphibians in the backyard. Frogs. Um, I always had lizards. But I'm noticing a lot of them are dead these past few weeks. I think it's because it's been so hot. And it's definitely some stuff going on with these 2 suns I've been seeing. And I went to the beach a few weeks ago, and I'm still sunburned. Like, there's a difference between a tan and a burn, but like, y'all, I literally burned all the melanin I have, and I was burned, and it has never happened before. I went to the beach in Maryland, which is one state over. Really bad sunburn. I was exhausted, and I felt so horrible for like 3 days after that. And the water, ironically, the sun was very weird. It was beaming down on us, and it burned me, my wife, the couple that we went to the beach with. Like, it burned all four of us really bad. And also, it burns really bad, and also the water was ice cold. So I don't know what's going on in our, well, I do have my theories, but it's a lot going on in our atmosphere. Okay. Oh, Monica, thank you. Most definitely. Thank you, Makeup Butterfly. Yeah, Trisha, your ancestors are definitely with you. Okay. Monica Robinson, killing myself laughing. XO Illy said, what about bunnies? Oh, ooh, no, especially not them with those little creepy eyes. Oh, whew. Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, I've had bunnies around me too. This house has a lot of amphibians, like I said, the snake, the a lot of frogs and lizards. The last house that we lived in, it was a brand new home. And so you expect a lot of things around a brand new home because they're disturbing habitats nearby. So we had a lot of the same things around there. Not a snake, but a lot of frogs and a lot of lizards. But that was South Georgia, close to Florida, so it makes sense. But the house that I had in Woodstock, you guys, I had all kind of stuff. But the bunnies were the scariest thing to me. Like I oh, they're so. I'm telling y'all, I'm scared of everything. I am scared of everything. Okay. Um. Hey, friend. Hey, so cool. Yeah, you could tell them about South Georgia and those stinking lizards. Like, we had them everywhere. We had one that was on a plant on my front porch, and I brought it in one time, and I looked at it, and I was like, what the heck? I was like, there's a lizard on this plant. Y'all, I made my wife put that plant outside so quick, and as soon as I could get to the point where I had scrounged up the nerves, I put it like all the way down in the yard somewhere. Angela in the R said, hey y'all, I just came in the group and you have me laughing. I don't blame you. Yes. Ooh. Okay. XO Illy said, oh no, they're so adorable. Yeah, the sun does feel really different lately, XO Illy. It feels really weird. Like, it feels very, it doesn't feel real. It feels like it's a fake. Is it possible to genetically modify the sun and engineer it differently? I don't know. But it feels weird. Like how when you're in the house and the air conditioner is on versus when you're outside and it's cold. It's like it's both of those produce a certain temperature, but the coldness feels different. You know what I mean? So so yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay, EXO says is that they're adorable. June says, do I have any blockages? So cool says, I hate them. They are always everywhere. Yes, they are. Um, Pinky Lee said, just get some plants. I can do plants. Yeah, I can do all the plants in the world. So June, let's see. Do you have any blockages? Um, Well, you are starting a new journey. So anything that was blocking, I feel like you're putting behind you. The number one is like starting at the beginning of a journey. I don't know what happened. But you have the sun on the bottom of the deck. So you do have a new journey, a new direction, and a lot of sunshine. So the new journey is going to definitely be better than the old one. Because I feel like anything that was blocking, you're going to release it. And we have a fox and a house. So something sneaky could have been going on. So that could have been a blockage. Or there could just be some blockages within the home energy. And I tell everybody to clean your house often because energies do come in to live inside of the house. Yeah, you got a lot of messages around you. So I feel like Spirit is trying to communicate with you. Definitely some blockages, but I feel like you're going to move past them because I have a lot of new journeys around you. So a lot of balance. A lot of balance. Thank you, Lisa. All the bunnies are cute. Listen, y'all, I had a little aquarium I got from Target back in the day, like maybe over 12, 13 years ago. And it was a little tiny aquarium. And it had like a little algae eater, a little frog, a little fish, and a lot of other little like things in there. And y'all, the fish died. And at the time, I was with the father of my children, and he drove trucks, so he was always gone. And the fish died. He didn't come home for like 2 months. The dead fish stayed in that thing until he came home. Because I was like, I'm not getting that fish out of that thing. And it was like probably this little. I don't do nothing. I don't do bugs. The most I do if there's a bug somewhere, which knock on wood, living up here, we don't get bugs like we did in the south in the coming in the house. But we would get like water bugs because, like I said, we lived in a newly constructed area, so they were always building like new houses behind us and around us, and we would get like big water bugs, and I would put a cup on the bug until somebody else got home to get it. My son, my wife, my daughter, it don't matter, neighbor, it don't matter. I've never done bugs and stuff. Never. Um, do you think we will have a second wave of COVID? It's not that I think that we will. We will. I read a book years ago, Germs something and Warfare, and they were talking about viruses in there in that book and how they mutate and how they go from host to host and stuff. So the whole point of a virus or a germ is to like take over and shut everything down that they come in contact with. And this thing has mutated what 2 or 3 times already, which is very unusual. It usually takes evolution, just like the human species evolved over time from Neanderthals or whatever pre-dynastic humans used to walk on the earth. Over time they evolve and get smarter. Even for me, being on this planet 40 years, I remember what technology used to be. You know, technology and everything evolves over time. Basically, is what I'm saying. You don't go from pagers and big clunky cell phones to 3 or 4 months later, everybody has an iPhone. Like, it took time for that to happen, evolution. And this thing is doing something very different. But if you look at like planetary alignments and astrology, there are a lot of different things going on in the skies as well. So I do feel like energies are evolving and shifting, and things are happening more rapid. Um, Karma is coming back quicker. Um, Spell work is happening quicker for a lot of people. I mean, things are just everything just rapid, and I feel like our DNA, different parts of our DNA is being activated as well. So we are a reflection of the planet, just like we have 7 chakras. Earth has 7 continents. We have seven. Just so many corresponding um, energies. So when things are aligning on planet Earth, aligning with us, aligning astrologically, things are bound to shift. So with the virus, I do feel like it's doing the same thing. It's shifting as well. So with these different strands of the virus mutating quicker, you know, I definitely feel like people can't, really keep up with what's going on. Plus, a lot of things energetically are being done different around the planet. So it's a global um, shift that's happening. Okay. Um, And she said the second part of the question was, what should we do? Definitely spiritually keeping your body alkaline. Um, we've been putting lime in our water. I have low sodium, so all of my blood work looks like I just got a blood panel done. What, a week ago? Yeah. All of my urinalysis and my blood work looks good. All of my organs are functioning perfect. All of my levels are normal for everything in my body except my sodium. My sodium level is always low. My potassium level is always on the low side of the scale, like the lowest number. Like I barely slide in there for being normal. But my sodium level is always lower than it should be. So electrolytes, keeping your body in balance. So from now on, instead of just adding lime to my water, I put sea salt in there. So because I do eat a very low sodium diet, and my sodium level has been low forever since I can think back. But I don't eat pork and beef. I don't eat meat, but I haven't eaten pork in like over 20 years. Beef in like over 17. So those things that give you higher salt levels and salt contents, I don't put them in my body, so I have to substitute. So just looking at your own health and deciding what you need to keep your body in balance. So if, like for me, I have to always add salt, potassium. Magnesium is important for a lot of people. I was listening to several documentaries on magnesium recently, because as I'm building my holistic practice, I'm just learning from different coaches. So the one coach that I was talking to, she did some documentaries and I listened to them. Magnesium, they said 80% of Americans are low in magnesium. So you want to supplement, but don't get the magnesium citrate, get the other form of it. And that's stiff joints, arthritis, heart disease, diabetes, like all kinds of diseases. She was kind of, allegedly, because I'm not a doctor, she is, though, so she could say that. But me just passing information on to you all. So keeping your body, putting the minerals in your body that your body needs so that it can fight off any invaders is what I would suggest, okay? That everybody does. And Xoxo Illy said they are always doing holograms of celebrities. I wouldn't be surprised if they mess with the sun. I don't know what they got going on, honey. Ain't no telling. And that's the thing. We don't know what they're doing or what's really going on. We don't even know what the world we live in really looks like, other than the pictures that someone else took of outer space, or, aerial pictures and they showed us. Like, we really don't know. We don't know anything. We don't even know, with our own body that we live in, most of us have never even looked under a microscope to see what our blood looks like, what our white blood cells, our red blood cells like. These are things we don't know. We really don't know a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And unless we educate ourselves and study and take it upon ourselves to really dig in there and connect with self. When you go to the doctor, if they say, oh, everything is fine, that's a blessing to have a doctor who has studied, who has gone to school, to tell you that. But let me see them labs. I want to see them labs myself, because I want to look and see. You're telling me that this level is normal, but what is normal in your book may not be normal in my book. Or do I need to do a little, because my doctor didn't tell me, hey, you need to put salt back in your diet, but my last doctor in Georgia did. So when I saw my levels, I was like, okay, they're getting a little bit low. Let me, do my thing too. So you want to have a healthcare practitioner, who practices traditional medicine, and then you want to have holistic doctors who practice herbal medicines. You don't want to mix the two too much, because most of the herbal things do what the chemicals do, the pills that they've created to mimic the natural thing. So it's a fine line. If you're taking this pill, you don't want to necessarily take that herb. But I like to have a combination to see what's going on with me, and also listening to spirit, because I diagnosed something the other day in my dream. So definitely seeing what works for you. Vitamin C, just loading up on vitamin C. Loading. And I don't have it in here with me, but there's one on Amazon. I think it's called Liposul. It is a fat soluble vitamin C. So unlike most other vitamin C where you just pee it out, this one actually stays in your body longer. Yes, Trisha, the Florida water, um, and sage. Yes, and sage, and palo. These things don't just kill spirits, low vibrational spirit energy. It doesn't just shift them around and cause them to dissipate, but it's actually good for like bacteria and stuff. So yes, that's a good point. June says, I seen messages in the home, stars, elephants, numbers 8. Thank you. You're welcome. And Octavia said, Tricia, I add rose water and clean with Palo Santo. Feels amazing. Yes, because that rose is going to, when you're using Palo and Sage, it'll just cut through stuff. And so the rose is going to put back some peaceful energy. So I love that concept. And just splashing waters all over the place. And Trisha, I did send you some Palo Santo water. So you can use that to clean the energy in your home. Illy says, I've noticed Palo Santo is used in a lot of spiritual. Yeah, and it's actually becoming rare to find, and it's getting more expensive. Oh, Trisha says I can't find Palo Santo in Michigan. Look at Five Below if you guys have a Five Below, because I've seen it in there. Trisha says coconut water is good. Yes, it is. Very hydrating. Makeup Butterfly says I was laid off last August. Then I had my baby girl in February. Do you see me getting back to work or being a stay-at-home mom? It's so funny because as soon as you said that, I was gonna say the word nanny came to me. Anytime something like this is going on, you want to take full advantage of whatever spirit leads you to. So if you were laid off, it could be because maybe it's time to start a home nanny. If you're a stay-at-home mom, maybe somebody else who doesn't trust the daycare right now because of COVID-19. Maybe you can say, hey, I can, babysit your child $80 a week, and this other child $80 a week, because you're at home doing things with children anyway with your own baby girl. So maybe and they don't have to be small young children. Yeah, because I see you carrying a heavy burden right now, trying to figure out what to do. Yeah, I just feel like you have so many options. Yeah, you have options, you know, move in a new direction. Sometimes spirit lines us up with things for a reason. You do have a victorious outcome if you do decide that you want to go back to work. I see you waiting on, trying to make it happen. I would shift directions though, because I don't know why I was seeing nanny and then I'm seeing 3. So maybe 3, maybe friendship. I don't know why I was seeing 3 kids, but you have to learn to make the best out of it, the most out of it, and just go with the flow. Because there are just endless options and possibilities right now, even with what's going on in the world. Because we're going back to like a bartering system. I feel that sense of community that existed, and I really love that aspect of energy when I look into it, like the communal living, where the next door neighbor. Like I grew up with on a street where there was nothing but older people. Like I said, my great grandmother was a spiritual worker. She had a humongous garden. We had a neighbor across the street, Mr. Henry, that had roosters, so we would get eggs from him. Miss Cindy down the street, she did preserves, and she taught me how to put puzzles together. So I would do put puzzles together. Um, you know, but getting back to that type of system, like if you have a friend who does hair, and instead of going to the nail salon or the hair salon, maybe you can let them do that, and you guys exchange watering and just doing things and just getting back to that communal living is what I feel spirit is kind of pushing us into, because I don't know what's going on. They're talking about coin shortages and things like that. So I don't know what money looks like in the future. You know, what is even without money though. You can barter for services, or you can do something um, to bring money in. It's not meant for everybody to work a 9 to 5, and I can definitely attest to that, because like I told y'all, I was working at Progressive and I was number 5 in the entire company, and Progressive is the top 3 insurance companies. And hell, when I worked at Geico when we lived in Georgia, I was in the top there as well. As far as being, and I'm talking about sales. So I made a whole lot of money, and I had a lot of stuff that said to me, stay here. And I was, eligible for promotion. I could relocate with the company, all kind of things. And Spirit shut all that down. So sometimes it's just not meant. And I've seen that happen to me no matter how successful I was, no matter what was going on. Spirit just didn't, that just wasn't for me. Everybody has a role in society though. So you have to live out whatever your role is. So if you got laid off, you can still make money. You can do stuff in between time and in the meantime. So you just have to go with what you feel you need to do. Like if Spirit is putting you in a particular place, it could be for a specific reason. You want to definitely divine and see. Yep, Pinky Lee, you sure did. Hey, Caramel Apple. Makeup Butterfly says, Trisha, I live in Michigan too, and I can't find any Palo Santo. Yeah, I sent Trisha a bottle of Palo water when she ordered some supplies from me, and I'll tell you guys, it is. I've only seen the Palo Santo water in one place, so it is. It is really but it's the truth though. Palo Santo is the truth. So when something is that good, it does happen like that. Hey Connor, greetings and blessings. So happy to see you, priestess. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here with you guys today. And Octavia said, not sure how I feel about ordering Palo online, but Amazon has some. Amazon is starting to take over. I don't know what kind of witches running Amazon these days, but I swear to you guys, when I started my spiritual journey, like, you could not find any kind of stuff like this on there, but now they have all kind of crystals, all kind of. Trisha loves that coconut soap. I sent her some coconut soap. Okay, I got you. Didn't go to the I didn't go to the Botanica the other day because I had some spiritual work to do for someone, and I have so much. I have a long list because my sisters, if they're watching, my sisters in Memphis, they just put in an order for me to get some stuff from them because I took them to my little Botanica when they came here. And when I tell y'all, when I come into Botanica, they be like, they lock the door. And it's just us shopping because I'll go through there and spend a lot of money getting a lot of stuff because I have people that I'm shipping stuff out to. So when I go, Trisha, I got you. I got you. All right. Yeah, everybody's speaking to you, Caramel Apple. And thank you, Octavia, for sharing that information. Yes, and Pinky Lee is saying you guys hit the like button. Anybody else have any questions before I go? I do have a few personal readings to do today. And I have something to pick up from FedEx. And like I said, tomorrow orders are shipping out for those of you. I don't think anybody on here has anything that they've ordered from me. Octavia, I know you're about to place an order. No, all of my other orders are from my local clients. She says, do I need a reading yet? I don't think anything has changed with your energy right now. I really don't. I feel like you just have to, I want you to sit down and to write what you want. Don't write what you don't want or what you want to release and let go. Write what you want to bring into your life. And I want you to continue to write. Because I don't know why. I don't know if you're supposed to write a testimony or book or something. But I need you to write. Y'all read Coldest Winter Ever years ago? Because I think there's a part 2 coming out. But that came to my mind, Trisha. So, something about writing and expression. Trinita says, I'm going to call you for a rose quartz. Okay, good. Because I thought I had 2 left. And I sold one. So I was like, oh, I only have 1 left. But I actually have 2 left. I found the other one. I have my basket over there charging up the crystals. So I do still have one. So that's perfect. Monica says pending order. Yeah, yours is still. I have yours. And if you text me your address, I'll go ahead and send it to you. And you guys know I do payment plans. I don't hassle you and, whatever. Because you did put your deposit down on yours. Angel in the R says, I have one question, if I may. Yeah. Monica says, pending for Rose. Yes, I have yours, Monica. Don't worry about it. I got you. Trisha, like, yes, I love to write. I can see that. Like, I see a book around you. And Octavia says, yes, ma'am, I am. Perfect. I would like to make a purchase. It's big. What do the ancestors have to say? Oof. Angel in the R, I don't know what you're purchasing. And it is big, but I felt something like whoosh come over me for your ancestors. This card to me represents, I think the definition in the book was talking about like a new addition to the family. This is talking about time. I get a lot of energy pulling me in two different directions though. I feel like, see, the first card I got was this. This is like a heavy burden, a heavy cross. Okay, so whatever this new addition is that you're planning on bringing into your life is a heavy burden. And then I have this woman here. So I don't know, like, is this like a business? Because it's like, it's a gamble. Like I'm seeing it being a risk. Like, my snake came back. I've been telling y'all, we got this snake out here running around on the loose. Look at this snake. So definitely weigh your options and be cautious. Pray about it before you go to sleep. Ask Spirit to show you if this is the right choice or path. Because I see two paths. And the message, yeah, that's the message. Spirit will give you the message that you need. And see this when you're asleep. Same thing I was just saying. So you need to enter into the dream world, see what it is that you need to do and which direction to choose. Okay? Yep. There's a duality. So I feel like with that being said, you can do what you want to do, what purchase you want to make, but maybe shop around because you can probably get the same thing for a different price point, maybe, or something like that. Weigh your options, I'm hearing. Okay. Pinky Lee, can you tell us stories about your grandmother? Sometimes I would love to hear about her. Now, you know I could tell y'all some stuff. I could go on for days. Yes, I can definitely do that. Oh, Octavia said, thank you for creating this space for us. You are very much appreciated. I appreciate you guys as well. This is definitely my goal, to create a space for all of us. To talk and to bounce ideas off of each other, us healers to come together and activate those who haven't started healing yet, but it's still innate, it's still in them. So I definitely appreciate this space as well. Okay, Trisha says she loves to write. Angel Nara says, okay, I hope not. I was going to say bed, a car. Yeah, I was just saying 30. I don't know. I saw the number 30 and 40. So if it's like a $30,000 car, $40,000 car, I feel like this is the time to be a cautious consumer and to also use the financial state of the global economy, to work in your favor. Okay. Exo Ely said the snake. Caramel Apple, may I ask if it's the right life choices because progress is moving slow? Yes, if you're making the right life choices. I'll answer everybody's question, then I'll talk about my grandmother really quick because that's my baby. I can talk about her all the time. Okay, Caramel Apple, progress moving slow. Are you making the right life choices? So there is some karma. That's why things are playing out slow. So karma, okay? So you definitely you're being influenced by dark attachments. So just go ahead and do some cleansing of your home and your physical body. Okay, so just doing some house cleansing, some candle work, a lot of candle work, fire. Yeah, because it's saying wait. So now is not the time for manifesting. Now is the time to clean and heal. Frozen, you know. Yes. So just do that. And then I did get this card. The word that stood out to me was ego on here. So ego is more root chakra. So definitely cleaning and working with your root chakras. And when I'm telling you guys to work with the chakra energies, not only do you use crystals, but you guys can listen to the solfeggio frequencies for those chakras. So you're going to go to like YouTube or something, type in solfeggio frequencies, binaural beats for whatever said chakra needs the energy work. Angel and Iris. I don't know bars any snakes. I know that's right. Love and light. Thank you, Exo. And then snakes and worms. And when it rains here, we get a lot of worms, which is very nostalgic because growing up, I saw a lot of them, but I haven't seen them like over the years. But if it rains here, we'll have like, when I go for a walk, we have worm on worm on worm, back to back to back. You have to like be careful. If not, you'll step on them. And when I was a little girl, I remember in science class, we cut a snake in half and it regenerated. And I'm just still... That's the creepiest thing to me. I'm just still not with it at all. Period. 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 Dot. I don't do that. Okay, I will. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Did you injure me yet? Yes, you should. You've been getting energy work sent, Trisha. I put everybody that was on the list in the group the other day. Thank you, Lisa. I want to know all the magic grandma taught you. I know that's right. Pretty much. And Exo says karma really does hinder things. I heard karma the other day. Yeah, it's a lot of karmic. When you're in a karmic cycle, think about being on a Ferris wheel and you're right here. You want to get, let's say you're up in the air at the top point, and you may say, okay, enough, I want to come down. You can't just drop down. You have to go do, 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 do. Almost like a clock too. You have to kind of cycle through it, or you have to wait until it gets to where you're trying to go. It doesn't just happen like this, you know? And that's why when people, like, certain things are meant to go slow, like I was talking about earlier, like evolution with technology and just different things like that. Sometimes when things, you know, speed up too quick, it's a catastrophe. Like the virus is mutating like this, and it's just wreaking havoc everywhere, all over the place, because it's moving too fast, you know. So sometimes you have to cycle through energy. Like if you plant a tomato seed today and tomorrow you got a whole yard full of tomatoes, I'm not gonna trust those tomatoes. I'm not gonna eat them. I'm not gonna trust them. So, you know, you think things do take time for a reason. Ed Karama was a sign. Yes. Trinita, is there anything I can do about what? I think I missed something. I'm sorry, y'all. Exo, I heard we really need to pay. I'm sorry, y'all. Got a phone call. Anything from spirit, whether it's a smell, pay attention when you're talking to spirit and you're saying, "Show me a sign." And I'm hearing DMX, show me a sign. Like I don't know why that popped in my mind because he's so aggressive. But when you're talking to spirit, you don't want to be aggressive like that. But when you're saying, you know, spirit, please show me a sign, whether or not I need to make this new purchase, for example. Turn on your TV. What do you see when you're listening to music? What are you hearing? What do you smell when you go outside? What card is see, or like what messages are you getting? Because that's how spirit communicates. Okay, they use mediums. Like me, I'm a medium because spirit decides to pour information into me because I can vibrate it back out to you guys in a specific way. But a medium can be a chalkboard, a book. Sometimes I'll pick a book up. I'm gonna show y'all right quick. What book do I have? I'll use this one. I got my little workout clothes on because I'm gonna go walking in a minute. But let's say I'm you know, talking to somebody and they have a question, so I'll look for the book. Boom. What does it flip to? And then I can say, this one here says, "Brother, the Great Spirit has made us all, but He has made a great difference between us. He has given us different connections, different customs. He has given us arts To these he has not opened your eyes. We know these things to be true. And it's talking about religion and great spirit. This is a Native American book. But if I have a question about something, I can flip to it. The ice cream man is outside. And I can say, like my Edgar Casey book, the other day I was diagnosing something for someone, and I said, you know, what is this person, what do they have going on? Just the same way I use the cards. And I flipped to it, and boom, it came right to that particular energy. So, which was confirmed. So pretty much using sight, sound, what you smell, what taste comes to your mouth, all of that. Okay. So that's a very great point. Hi, Lisa. Thank you, EXO, and you are correct. Yes, EXO, that was a great point. Trisha said, I love to fish. I use worms. Me too, but I'm not putting them on, not putting them on the hook. Pinky Lee, and pay attention to nature. Keep in close contact with your ancient and modern ancestors. Excellent, excellent, excellent information. And Trisha says, it takes time. That's why I keep doing my spiritual work. I know it does. It takes time. Like, do y'all know how many candles I burn? One time I was sleeping, I went to this dream world where there was like all these candles that were like done, and there was a man in the back corner of the room, and he told me, these are all the candles you burn. I was like I done burned a whole bridge of candles. It does. It takes work. You know, like with anything else. Monica says, I say that all the time. Show me a sign. Yes. Yeah. You got to get like DMX. There's a lovely sound in the background. Bohemian. I don't even... Oh, that was the ice cream truck? And it was, look, I was like, show me a sign. So I need to give me some sorbet. Oh my, the ice cream truck. The ice cream truck takes me back to my childhood. So, and Exo said of ice cream trucks. It's okay. So that's definitely a sign. That's a segue because I was talking about my great granny. So the ice. I'm sorry, y'all. I had a phone call. The ice cream truck reminds me of my childhood most definitely. So. My grandmother has so much faith in me that nobody could ever tell my grandmother I did anything wrong, and my granddaddy either. But my grandmother specifically, because it was just her and I. My great grandfather passed away right before I was born, and so it was just me and my great grandmother, who had also raised my mom. So she had raised my mom, and then my mom had me when she was 13, and so of course I was her baby, so she raised me as well. So my grandfather, because this is my mom's dad's mother, so kind of unconventional because my mom wasn't raised by her mom, and so she was raised by her great mother on her dad's. So my grandfather would come by and check on me because it was just me and my great grandmother, check on us all the time, and I was like an angel to him, and still am because he's still living. But my grandmother, you couldn't tell her I did anything wrong. So funny story, one time, my great grandmother was talking to me about spirits. And I was like, she would always tell me that my great grandfather still lived in the house with us and he was doing things, and she kept her bedroom like a shrine for him, which is how I learned how to connect with ancestors using altars. And she told me, you don't want to ever throw away somebody's stuff that died because they're going to still come back to it and blah, 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 which is true. You have an attachment to your things. So, energetically. So she was talking about him being alive and stuff. And one night I woke up, y'all, and I heard some noise in the kitchen. I was like, oh, I was like, my granddaddy in the kitchen. Turns out somebody had broken into our house, and it really wasn't my granddad, fortunately, because I kept telling myself I didn't want to see him. I didn't want to see him. I didn't want to see him. But that was a funny story to me because I know that I blocked my gift of sight for a long time when I was little because I could see fairies and mermaids very vividly. And I would always find four-leaf clovers. That's why I have this tattoo here. When I would be outside searching for them in front of the schoolyard. Now, taking it back to my great grandmother, she taught me, she worked with roots. She taught me a lot about how people did dark magic and why to never do that. So that's one thing I would pass on to you guys. Actually was on the phone with a friend last night and we were talking about something that someone did that, and it can come back to you. So let's just say that. So that's a story I would like to share with you guys about her. She talked about spirit animals a lot, mainly dogs, and I definitely love the fact that she talked about the crossroads growing up before I knew who Papa Legba, Eshu Legba was. Definitely spirits at the crossroads. If you guys are trying to manifest, you can go to the crossroads. Um, a lot of singers talk about the crossroads. If you guys look into stuff like that, and they talk about the energy at the crossroads where they meet, that tune their guitars for them. You know, I'm from Memphis, so there was a lot of blues singers there. I think Sam Cooke said it. A lot of people talk about the big black man that lives at the crossroads, but that's a good energy to work with. My great grandmother talked about that a lot. I'm trying to think what else that I can share with you guys, because a lot of those energies I work with. I don't specifically talk about it to other people, but I just, you guys still benefit because when I do energy work for you, I utilize it. But my grandmother was very structured. She was very set in her ways. So for her, Octavia said Bone Thug said it right. Now that I think about it, they sure did. My grandmother was very structured. So she was the type of person that was like, when you're working with roots, as she said, don't do this and do that. And she was saying never do dark work, and I'm gonna give y'all an example of why. So my grandfather that raised my mother, he didn't raise me because he had his own family by this time. But my grandfather and my grandmother was an Eastern Star, so she was definitely an occultist, very much open to esoteric magic and different things like that. Um, but my grandfather's wife, I'll never forget it. And my great grandmother died when I was in the fourth grade. And she passed that torch. When she died, I saw her funeral. You guys have heard me say that over and over and over. But I always talk about her because it's my love. That's my heartbeat. That's my baby. Um, that's my baby. And whenever I have a dream about my great grandmother, I always notice that she'll disappear whenever I try to get close to her because she know I probably would try to go with her. Like that's how much I love my grandmother. Like I wouldn't be scared to go on the other side if I was gonna be with her. Like that's how much I love her and how close we were. But my great grandmother told me that my grandfather, who was her only son, that his wife had put roots on him. I was like, whatever. I'm a kid. I don't care. And I'm just like, oh, whatever. So one day we get a knock on the door. Somebody comes knock on the door. My grandmother's name was Patsy. And they were like, Aunt Patsy, Pondra, which was my aunt. Pondra drowned. Because my grandmother would say, there's nothing good going to come from that relationship. All the kids are going to, unfortunately suffer from the curses of the roots or whatever. So one day we get a knock on the door. Aunt Patsy, Pondra drowned. That was my aunt. And I told you guys, my mom had me when she was 13. So my aunt at the time was only 16, and I was in like the third grade. So my aunt was only 16 years old. She drowned. I have three uncles who were right under the ages of my aunt that drowned. And all three of them, hi, all three of my uncles are autistic. Yes, Pinky Lee said the sins of the father fall on the children. And I just read that verse in the Bible recently. And it really hit home. Yes, that's true. Absolutely correct. And they even have a movie. I think that's the name of the movie, Sins of the Father or something like that. But all three of my uncles have autism. And my grandmother told me, she was like, nothing good. She kept talking about it. And to the point where I was like, I didn't care. I was a kid. I just wanted them to come over there and play with me. Because it was just me and my great grandmother. And like I told you guys, I lived on the street with Mr. Henry, Miss Cindy, my grandmother's cousin lived down the street. Like all these old people. Because my grandmother was in her late 70s. And so her cousin Red, he was this tall Native American man, they call him Red. He was in his late 70s too. So I was like, I don't care what roots, what, just come over here and play with me. Come skateboard, come jump off the roof with me, because I was a tomboy. Come do some fun stuff, you know. Um, so my aunt drowned. All the three uncles have autism, and so that's Pandra, Taurus, Kevin, and Carlos. And then I have an aunt who passed away. She was 33 years old. 2 years ago, she passed away, and she's their daughter, my aunt Roxy, in a horrible car accident. She, all of her limbs were detached, and she was an Eastern Star as well. My whole family is basically. So she had just went through her initiation. So they buried her, in all white and everything. But you guys, she actually died at the age of 33, which is the Christ age, and we had her funeral on her sister Pandra's birthday, the one that I was just telling you guys about that now, when I was young. And so yeah, it's very interesting. And my youngest uncle and my aunts and uncle. So my aunt Roxy is, she was younger than me, and my uncle Brian, he's younger than me as well. So he had moved to Atlanta recently, and I was saying that that was good because he would move out of that energy. Whenever you're under a generational curse, you want to move away from where your family is, because that takes you out of that vortex. Okay. He ended up moving to Atlanta, and I know I told you guys recently some of my family members had COVID-19. Well, he was actually the root source of it, so he's fallen up under that energy too. But when he left and he went to Atlanta, everything was looking really, really good. So now he's back home, he's back in that energy. And I have a lot of theories about that, but my grandmother definitely taught me about work, you know energetically and stuff. It's all panned out, and I didn't care about it back then, but I never forgot it. But I'm telling you guys, energy is very real, and if you talk with anybody that's old school or older, you'll learn so much from them. My grandmother had a farmer's almanac growing up, and she was a true witch. All of my grandmothers are, though. That one, she specifically works really good with plants, with gardening and stuff like that. But my dad's mother, who I told you guys I didn't meet my dad's side of the family until I was in the fourth grade. My dad's third grade. I'm sorry. My dad's mother's actually born on Halloween, so she truly has that that witch energy, Hecate energy, and very, very beautiful Ethiopian looking woman, but she definitely has the witch energy, which to me, Ethiopian energy, no offense to anyone, has that very witchy kind of energy. But yeah, so, and then my grandmother, who did not raise my mom, definitely has witch energy. And hey, Christy V. So yeah, so I'm glad we are able to connect this way, you guys. This is definitely what Spirit gave me the vision of before I started doing this. Connecting women on their spiritual path, on their spiritual journey, and just helping everybody to get to form a circle, because I've always been a solitary witch, for lack of better terms. But I always would bump into people, whether it was at a bookstore or Botanica or somewhere, and we would just connect and vibe on a spiritual level. So I figured, hey, let's do this here too. Pinky Lee said, wonderful story. I love it. It's a true story. Nothing added, nothing subtracted. That is exactly what happened. My aunt Roxy, I just recently put her on the ancestor altar. She was very pissed off when she first passed away. So her energy was very wild and untamed and very revengeful. So if I was the type of person that was like, let me do some dark energy, she definitely would have been the energy to work with. Exo said, what exactly are the crossroads? Crossroads are portals, just like bridges. Anything that shifts energy. Like if you go over a bridge, you have water, earth, and air all connected in that specific portal. The crossroad is intersecting energy, and like I talked about in my live where I did the spiritual soak, corners collect energy as well. So all these places have high energy. And if you look into ley lines and things like that, this is where energy pools together on planet Earth. And if you're into spiritual, you know, working with spiritual energy, then you definitely get to a point where that energy connects and that energy does things good, bad, and indifferent. Even when they're planning and building homes and churches and things like that, they build them in specific energy areas. Caves, very high energy places. That's why a lot of your crystals and gemstones grow inside of caves and mines and stuff like that. Just high vibrational energy. Springs where they have like spring water sprouting up, hot springs, volcanoes, all of those particular areas are high energy. California sits on a really high energy ley line. That's why people love flocking to California. And that's why they have a lot of earthquakes too. The ley line that they sit on. Pinky Lee said, let's continue the stories next live too. I definitely will. I'll think of a good one to share with you guys. Okay? Because so much happened. And I think about it like, that was the most, growing up with my great grandmother was the best part of my life. I'm 40 now. And when I passed away, she was 11. Like, the first 11 years of my life shaped me so much. But that was only 11 years, like in the grand scheme of things. You know? So, like, I've lived 30-something years without her. And I feel like she was preparing me for when she left. The stuff that she was teaching me, the level of knowledge that she was sharing with me, she was preparing me for her to be on the other side. Yeah, but I just always thought, you know, she was going to always be there. And she would tell me, I'm not going to always be here. I'm not, you know, we living in our last days. And especially me, my grandmama was a ish talker, okay? She could talk some ish, and she's drank all day, and she rode with the best of them. Yeah, they must be very powerful, Exo said. Oh, yeah, crossroads. I'm telling you, I think T.I. even said something about a crossroad. They're very powerful. Think about pyramids and place and things like that. All of these are energy portals and vessels. Pinky Lee said, I'm brand new to building, but it has always felt strange and funny. I'm in a brand new building. The brand new buildings have sometimes the most powerful energy because of where they're built at. You know, because a lot of times, especially like with gentrification, they're tearing down old historic places. And when we talk about historic, a lot of energy has happened and built up there. So it's like playing a movie. Something is playing, a script is playing over back to back. That's why a lot of people say, oh, that's a haunted house. It has ghosts in it. Well, no, something is just stuck in a specific moment in time. And it's just playing over like a tape recorder that's stuck on saying something, or a movie that's stuck on playing over and over and over. And I mentioned that to somebody the other day when I was doing a reading, because I was tapping into the energy around them, and I was like, that's all a haunting is, because I clean haunted houses all the time, and I grew up in one. All it is this energy that's stuck. And like you see on a movie in a haunted house, or like when they were talking about in Alabama, the little girls that they saw in the window in Birmingham, they never aged because they're stuck in that moment in time. Or if you see a ghost, people will say, oh, it's a lady in a black dress that's going, you know, that lives in that house that's haunted. She's not going to jump up tomorrow and have on a yellow dress, because she's stuck in that black dress moment. Whatever happened in that energy That's where she's stuck. But yeah, Pinky Lee, when I first moved to Atlanta, I moved to some apartments downtown Atlanta, in Atlanta proper. And it was, the apartments were called the Gateway. They were brand new. They were 4 or 5 months old. When I tell y'all, I saw so many apparitions there. But it used to be an old train, I don't know if it was Amtrak or what, but they had some of the train parts still there. It was really pretty, but when I tell y'all that mug was haunted, traditional curses are real. Oh yes, ma'am. And just because someone passes away doesn't break the curse. Because if you notice, when you take a vow, you have to be specific. Like with marriage, till death you do part. Okay, that's either the death of the marriage or a physical death. You know, because the death doesn't have to be physical. You could just, the love can die, you know. But you have to be specific in an oath that you take. Even especially when you guys are doing spell work, be very specific. You know, don't just light candles and say, I want some money. I need $100,000. You want to say, I would like spirit, for the highest good of myself and all involved, I would like to manifest $100,000 so that I can do XYZ with it. And in return, I'm going to do this, you know, to give back to spirit, to give back to my ancestors, blah, blah, blah. And may no harm come to myself or my children, you know, my family members, my spouse, because you can get $100,000 easily, you know, but you might have somebody in your family pass away and they had $100,000 life insurance. So you just want to be very specific. Pinky Lee says, so glad you had the patience to listen to her. Okay, I'm going to need you to cleanse the energy in my mom's house. Yeah, I definitely do home cleanses. I've done several. And it's so funny. Monica said, why are you reading me today? LOL. It's so funny, Pinky Lee, that you say I had the patience to listen to her. Because I don't know. Like most kids probably would have been like, whatever. But I did. I had the patience to listen to her. And I feel like I hung on her every word. You know, I remember, you guys, I literally gave my grandmother a bath every night. Like, she would take her bath, and I would come in there. I didn't give her a bath, clearly. She took a bath, but I would come in there every night and rub her down with green alcohol down her back while she was in the tub. Like, it was like we took care of each other. Like, I raised her and she raised me. And the reason I say I raised her was because I had to take care of her because she drank a lot. And my grandmother had a bad heart. And I had to, you know, tell her to calm down a lot of times because she would cry because she was in deep mourning over my great-grandfather, her twin flame. But she would cry a lot. And I would calm her down and rub her back like we were sitting down watching TV. Just keep her calm. That's why I feel like I learned how to heal, you know, and shift energy. Because I would tell her, Grandma, you can't get upset. You have, you know, I don't want you to have another heart attack. Because I had to call 911. I witnessed 2 of them. She had 3. And the night that she passed away, and I had the dream that I told my other grandmother, who was born on Halloween, about. I told her, like, I knew my grandmother was going to wait until I was gone to pass away. And I know that she had another heart attack and she passed away. She had a broken heart. That's why I tell anybody who has like heart chakra work to do the work, because it can physically affect you. Because there was no reason for my grandmother to be unhealthy. She lived in the country. She ate food out of her own backyard. You know, she drank, but it wasn't like she had liver or kidney problems. She literally had a broken heart. You know, and still is my boo. And she right in there with her man, honey, with my granddaddy. I got them side by side. So, but I've definitely enjoyed talking with you guys today. Definitely enjoyed, you know, just sharing some energy and vibing. I feel like we need some music and some mimosas, you know, some grapes, some, you know, just a nice little vibe. Like, we just all gathered around chilling and talking, and you know, just having a good time. So I enjoyed that so much. And I was thinking about it recently. I talked about doing Zoom, but maybe Facebook. If you guys are not following me, I do have a Facebook page, Bohemian Hearts Hero, on Facebook and on IG. But maybe we can all connect there from time to time, and you guys can share some stories and talk, and you know, and speak, because I feel like a lot of you have, you know, some very interesting stories as well. Okay. Yeah, Trisha, you're gonna get all your blessings back. I definitely see it. Monica says, I enjoyed you coming, spirit. Thank you. Thank you so much. And EXO, we appreciate all the time and readings you give us, Bohemian. Yeah, I love it. I definitely love this. And Chrissy V, I love those two hearts. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm glad my energy is calming to you guys. Sometimes I feel like, so I got feedback from my wife, and my wife was like, your facial expression doesn't change. Somebody could tell you something and you could be like, yeah, I do feel like this person is gonna pass away, and you'll be like, just I don't know, maybe I have a poker face or I'm stoic, but I used to work in human resources, so I mean, you can't go in the office and fire somebody and be crying, you know. I may feel like, dad, this person may suffer financially, but it's in the best interest of the company for them not to be here. I mean, so I guess I do have a poker face, but like I said, I was raised by older people. Like the whole block, the whole street was an old street of people. Like literally only one lady that lived next door to Mr. Henry lived right across the street from us, and then there was another lady that lived right here. I can't remember her name, but she had a granddaughter that would come visit sometimes. That was it. And then I had some cousins, because my aunt lived to the left of us, and she was older too. She was a nurse. I had some cousins who sometimes would come over there to see their grandmother. But I was raised by old people, y'all. Pinky Lee said, oh, it was true what you said about my heart from my past life. When I go to the doctor, they say my heart sounds different, and they just have not heard that sound before. Yeah, I did feel that murmur. And I saw it skip a beat. It's so, you know, so interesting, y'all. When I was young, I thought I was going to be an attorney. I thought I was going to be a doctor. And I was super smart, and I read all the time. And I feel like now I was learning all this stuff because it all ties to spirituality. Because literally, I can see the physical body when I'm doing. Anybody's gotten a reading from me when I talk about what's going on in your body, you guys confirm it. Like I can see squished, and I was like, okay, start back up, and it stopped, and then it started again. So I definitely saw that it could be something new, but I do feel like you got to work on that heart chakra, honey. You're welcome, Trisha. Trisha said, yeah, I do work in HR too. I can definitely see that. Y'all, I get the most phone calls and texts when I'm going live. Angel and Art, I really enjoyed your talks as well. Everybody have the best day going forward. Ashe, yes, everybody blessed day. Oh, Trish, I forgot y'all got GM there. Medical intuitive, you are, Pinky Lee. I love that. My daughter said I'm an attorney, a spiritual attorney. Yeah, because I have to petition. Like, y'all don't understand. When I do spiritual work for people, it's not me making anything happen. It's me going to the council, the galactic council, in the underworld and in the spirit realm, and I'm saying, hey, this is why you guys should let this person, you know, have this and that here on planet Earth, you know, blah blah blah. But I love the medical intuitive. That's nice. That's really cute. Monica says you confirmed everything. All right. I'm glad your tests are fine, Pinky Lee. Yes, I gave my grade back too. We were very close, June. Okay, so you can relate. I'm telling y'all, like, if I had 3 wishes, everybody gonna always want a whole bunch of money. So we can already, that's wish number 1. Wish number 2, I'm a tree hugger, so I would say world peace, or at least higher level of consciousness for people. So some of these people can wake the hell up, okay? Just wake up. And number 3, just have one day to spend with my great granny. Like, I know she's around me spiritually, but let me just roll up to the house, pick my granny up. We go to the store, you know, we do some things, we talk. I can cook her dinner. Like, I would just spoil the hell out of my granny. Like, I would take her to the store, buy her like a diamond bracelet. My grandmother wore like those little things with the little squirrel heads on them, whatever them little scary old things are, foxes or something. I think it was like mink that she got because she used to clean houses for very, very, very wealthy people. And I would just buy her one of those and just, I mean, I would go on my savings account and get her whatever the hell she wants. You know, I don't care. Just, you know, I'm just spoil my, just take her shopping, out to eat, and just doing something. Oh yeah, Pinky Lee, she has her own altar. So, you know, I just want y'all to know every single thing that I know about and that I'm passing on to you guys came from her, and it comes from her because my grandmother, you know, we spend time together all the time doing things. But yeah, I mean, she definitely was my angel. I was her girl. Like I said, y'all, nobody could say my grandma was doing nothing wrong. I could go out there, and I wasn't a bad child, but I was sneaky. You know, I called 911 from the neighbor's house one time and went to the store like I ain't did nothing. And I get back, the fire department there, the ambulance, the police. My grandma was like, look, my baby didn't call, okay? So, yeah. Like, my grandmama had my back. She took up for me. And it wasn't nothing I could do wrong. I loved that lady. So, yeah. So, if I had three wishes, I'm telling y'all, my grandmother would be coming back from the other side, kicking it with me. Pinky Lisa, I can feel the love. I'm telling y'all, man, that's real talk. Monica said, killing myself laughing. I'm telling y'all, like, I was a little grown lady. I was raised by all these old people and stuff, and yeah, Pinky Lee, I called 911. I just wanted to, like, they were teaching us about it in school. So I was like, oh, you know, and I'm telling y'all, they must have got there in record time because I literally walked to the store and I came back and I was like, oh, like, it was like World War III on our street. Like, it was stuff everywhere. Like, they had shut it down. I was like, oh. So, yeah, so you know, I have a lot of morals, and I really don't like to buck the system. But I had to, you know, I was a kid and I did that and I was being sneaky. And I tell y'all, like, I saw my grandmama was standing out there talking to them like this when I pulled up, when I walked up on everybody. And all I heard her say was, it had to be that boy, because that boy there, he don't know no better. Talking about my one of my uncles who has autism. He was with me when we walked to the store. She said, because he don't know no better, baby. But my baby ain't did no stuff like that, you know. She a good girl. She don't do that. And I was sitting there like, let me not say a mumbling word, because, yeah, I definitely did that, okay? But yeah, y'all laughing at me. But yeah, y'all, so Chrissy, you're definitely blessed to have your granny. So, you know, just all live in the moment. I know, right, Pinky Lee, not my baby. But you guys, I'm gonna come back on probably tomorrow, and we'll get into some more energy and see what's going on. So I just wanted to connect with you guys today, kind of you know, anybody that has orders or has interest in placing an order for it. Even though I'm almost out of rose quartz pendants, I do have other stones, a handful of other stones, okay? But you guys have my information, my phone number, my email, so hit me up if you guys have questions or concerns. And you guys are so welcome. Love you all. Have an awesome, amazing day. Peace and namaste.